Okay, we should be good to go. Yay. So
Hey,
hello, Nick. How are you?
Lynn, I'm terrific. How are you doing?
I have to say I'm living my best life. I have no complaints.
Magic words. Love that. So happy for you. Italy is very becoming to you. You are glowing. You look radiantly healthy, alive, and you've already had
Oh,
a long day there.
some of it is the sunburn I got up out in the countryside yesterday at our friend's house, but
Oh,
um
oh, amazing.
But like that's like first world problem, no complaint. And here we are in very strange times, as we know with the Iran situation just happening, which we won't go into here because here we're just gonna talk about things we can control, like what you're putting in and on your body, right?
And your emotional well-being, because you know what, in these
Yes.
times of tension and polarity and uncertainty, you know what? We've got to rely more and more on ourselves and taking care of ourselves and not letting that aspect of the external world affect us. We've got to keep focused more than ever, right?
Such an important message, and I love that. And your brand is the perfect brand to talk to about that because it is about mindfulness, it is about intention, it is about self-care, and it's about great skin too. So it's like you're going to get the whole package. So for those of you tuning in, this is Nicholas from Ieró Beauty, an absolutely gorgeous 5D sensorial, and we're going to talk about all these things because
Oh,
he is, no, but you're right. You're 100% right. Now more than ever, it's not good enough just to have something that works, right? It's like it should, that's like table stakes. It should
it's
also
given.
be good for you, be good for your soul, be good for the environment, pay it forward. It should do more. So let's talk about that philosophy a little bit, because that is kind of what you embody when you created your brand.
You are so on the mark with that. Yeah, for me, obviously product development coming from corporate, leading, global product development for MAC Cosmetics for nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
Products that perform on skin, that look amazing under a variety of lightings, that feel comfortable, that deliver immediate and long-term results. Exactly what you said. Like these are the table stakes today that not only the consumer stands up for, and they're very vocal and very savvy today more than ever, thanks to social media and the
Yep.
opportunities to, literally connect and engage with brands within their communities, be it a Sephora, an Ulta, or one of your beautiful locations through the PBC. And that is these are obviously the table stakes. I was troubled, as I began to leave corporate, um, with what my next chapter would be. And it's interesting because without any doubt, I started to get beautiful downloads. I started to ideate, and I knew all of these things were table stakes that our brand needed to be formulated with um, conscious reverence to the environment, to the world, to the consumer first and foremost. Hence, our name, Ieró, comes from the ancient Greek word Ieros, which means sacred. And sacred is our homage back to you, the consumer. And at a time where we're all so challenged and stressed and stretched, we're challenging you to reveal your light, show that authentic radiance. And to me, that is a combination not only of that life force that comes through the eyes, but the radiance that comes from within and illuminates out. And if we can all be more mindful of how our inner world affects our outer world and vice versa, our journey to well-being and greater present moment awareness becomes something that is achievable. And it's all about returning to the breath and experiencing the moment with all of your senses in an intentional and nurturing way. So those are the fundamental kind of stepping stones that guided me through the development of the brand. Clearly, working with Italy's, most beautiful and innovative laboratories and chemists. Um, Working together with them and my own journey into ingredient sourcing to make sure we had some beautiful, auspicious, upcycled botanical and crystal derived extracts and ingredients that would deliver immediate and long term results to skin. Like these were all so critical to our journey. And just as you mentioned, this 5D approach, what we mean by that, it's exactly where our conversation was going. Knowing that, in this time, the table stakes are delivering products and formula and experience that will provide immediate and long-term efficacious benefits to skin in the most loving and luxurious way, honoring the integrity of the skin with clean, vegan, plant-based, and crystal-derived actives that not only would inspire and tell a story about our beautiful, magnificent natural world and the treasures of it, but to help you on your journey to self-discovery and well-being and harmony and balance by honoring yourself instead of constantly projecting out. It's about turning that energy in on yourself, combining touch
Mm.
with beautiful, luxurious textures and experiencing them with all of your senses. Color, is so important to us.
Yeah.
We believe in color energy and the ability of colors to cue emotionally your energetic stage. So for me, like indigo and violet were not only higher energy colors, but they kind of bathe you or cocoon you in this feel of calm and being centered and balanced, all the way down to, the formula colors themselves in terms
Yeah.
of the bulk. We have beautiful ways of creating, gorgeous, sheer indigo colors for our Moonkissed range, which is all about calming, soothing, centering, barrier repair, radiance, immediate long-term hydration, and anti-aging all wrapped up. We want you to have an elevated experience. So by leaning into color, to texture, providing to you, to what you said, those table stakes of formulas that deliver immediate and long-term results, but then leaning into your inner world and inspiring you with mindful cues, like
Yeah.
Mediterranean blue corn
Wow, that's gorgeous.
floating in a formula or amethyst chips that
Yeah.
you actually bless with your intention of how you want to feel, what you want to create, and you load them into the product and you swirl and activate to experience before you actually go through. A beautiful holistic ritual to nurture yourself. These were all table stakes in addition to delivering product that nurtures a beautiful, healthier looking complexion. We wanted to provide a beautiful, nurturing, multi-sensorial experience that would take you out of, fight or flight, or projecting into future or being an autopilot, um, into that beautiful present moment where all the most magical things happen, to put your loving energy back on yourself, to check in with yourself in the mirror during an application ritual doesn't add any additional time to the experience. It adds intention and heart, which oftentimes are missing in our skincare and self-care routines because we are literally on the clock, slapping things on mindlessly when we're cheating ourselves out of the most beautiful thing, the present moment of nurturing yourself. So yeah, that's the ground that we're filling in the beauty and self-care space. The range is very small. We believe in an energetic approach. So everything in Moonkissed, for instance, is about this calming and soothing and really helping to mitigate stress and anxiety. Really starting with your inner world. So the outer world won't quite feel so sharp and jagged. And so your inner world will feel smoother and more nurturing, where you can really embrace, limitless possibilities in terms of what you want to create and how you want to feel.
Absolutely gorgeous. I mean, everything you said, I'm like, it's so important. I think you are creating almost a new standard for what beauty products need to be because there are so few that do what you do. I mean, you have put so much into these. Not again, your formulation expertise, yes, great. But like everything else is like unbelievable. And I it strikes me when I think of like the younger consumers, because you and I are of an age. We're of an age. But
Ageless.
yes, but like my daughter, for example, she's 22. The younger consumers are both, it's this interesting juxtaposition of more self-aware of their like everything. They're very self-aware, incredibly self-aware, but at the same time, they're more attention starved and more like influenced by external factors, i.e., Instagram, not so much
TikTok,
Facebook.
exactly.
But you know what I mean? It's this weird thing. It's like they've kind of got it crunched on both ends because they're getting all this pressure and then they're self-aware of the pressure, so they put internal pressure. Very few of them have the tools to really do kind of the step back. So I think in a way, if we could even use these products that you're talking about to help some of these younger beauty involved consumers to stop being so a slave to the TikTok trends and be more mindful of what they're doing every day, that would be a huge win.
It would be an amazing win, and I do believe it's possible. The Obviously Gen Z and younger, as well as millennial, their ability to process information
Yeah.
almost on a quantum level is mind-boggling. They are
Right.
so intuitively savvy to every bit of information that can be grabbed, and they have no problem being bombarded. But their bandwidth, they've got an attention span of anywhere between 5 and 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And, it is really about appealing to them. And so our big challenge is just that, like how to convey the message that, we see you, we feel you, and, we want you to feel you too. Don't numb out, don't allow
Yeah.
stress and anxiety to put you into a different chemical state, meaning cortisol and adrenaline. Work
Yeah.
on owning who you are and the magnificence that you are and your own authentic radiance. And that is about nurturing your well-being, breath, returning to your breath. At that one piece of golden advice uh,
Yes.
that I try to always remember for myself, and I've gotten so good with it through, certain mindful practices like meditation and breath work, is literally one conscious inhale, slowing it down slightly, um, and continuing that very conscious, calm return to the breath activates the vagus nerve, which
Yeah.
sends signals up to the brain, harmonizing heart and brain, and your chemistry changes. And so when we are this adrenaline addicted, culture of low bandwidth. I don't have time for this, but I'm going to take in 1 million megabytes of information in 1 minute. They're capable of that. The most important thing is now, without losing that, how to free yourself of that to enjoy this beautiful present moment,
Yes.
all of these incredible gifts that you bring into the world. And we're convinced it's like we all need to be made more aware. It's for our, greater good to begin to nurture ourselves because there's too many things that are out of our control that we can't change in the outer world, but what we can truly affect change is not only how we care for our beautiful complexion and reveal authentic radiance, but like how we can nurture well-being, self-love, and this beautiful present moment awareness because we're not going to get that present moment again. Let's not
Yeah.
let it go by.
No, you're right. It's like it's such an important message. You know, the other thing that strikes me that you're bringing to the table with all of this is the knowledge around some, certain ingredients and practices that do bring some spirituality forward. But so many things had been passed down for generations, for hundreds of years. And now, because of this crazy world we live in, a lot of it is sadly forgotten. I see this happen quite often where things that were sort of, whether it's sort of kitchen logic with certain ingredients that do things for you and DIY solutions and again, the crystals and some of these things, we've sort of lost that art a little bit. So the fact that you're now kind of letting people take it into their own hands, and what I mean by that is this practice of setting your intent, not just taking a product and putting it on. Again, I bet 100 years ago that wasn't so novel, but now here we are. So it's beautiful that you are really, uh, you know, sort of, I think it's almost returning to an era where there was more mindfulness in some of these things, and there was more of an understanding of how things are connected in some ways.
That's so beautifully put, Lynn. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that the key operative word, and you said it, this ancestral wisdom that goes back millennia and millennia, the, backstory, the inspiration of Ieró beauty is really about, a love affair, even with the first energetic franchise, Moonkissed, with the Aegean and the Mediterranean. So we're talking, from Portugal all the way past, Italy and Greece and Levant down to North Africa, and the color, the smell of the sea breeze, the topography of the land, the beautiful botanicals. When you just think of like literally running up a cliff with your eyes from a boat and just seeing, chamomile, just an abundance of chamomile blossoms going up a jagged mountain peak, and you're taking in the breeze of jasmine at nighttime, and this love affair, not only with the beauty of Mother Nature and our earth, but this particular part of the world, so inspired me, because it's my aha, my Zen space. Just like you've explained to me, we're in, Italy for the next several weeks, and I'm like I started to breathe more easily just hearing that you're in Italy. Like it's such a love affair, and we're
Yeah.
all energetically connected, and knowing that you are in a place of peace and beauty and new experiences, like it has an effect on us all. It ricochets, and that's your life force that you.
Interesting. Yeah, no, you're right. The energy kind of carries. But one of the things I've noticed big time since I've been here is that there's a real focus on the artisanal way of doing things. I mean, you get this balsamic vinegar from Modena that has been processed the same way for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's this incredible, super high quality product. And I feel like in our world of Shein and Temu, and we shortcut so much stuff now.
Oh
We
my
don't,
God, do we ever?
right? Like we don't go for
Yeah.
that, like that quality of, so I don't know. I think really leaning into that quality and that process and that is so it just feels very satisfying. That's the best way I can say it. It just feels like, okay, this is something that you're going to want to really cherish and hold on to, not just a fly by night, we're just on trend and we're going to just throw something in the market. And so it's so nice to think that you're building like longevity. You're building a brand that's here to stand the test of time. You're not just building a fad.
From your
And
lips, darling, from your lips. That's the quantum dream. And you said something that really resonated with me when you're talking about, balsamic and, the intentionally or the intentional and loving crafting
yes,
based on ancestral tradition to pour energetically your love and your commitment to the consumer into the product. And so when you taste something, whether it is a chef prepared meal at your favorite little pasticceria in Bologna, or whether literally you're purchasing an olive oil or a bottle of wine, it's when something is artisanally and intentionally crafted, you feel it. Uh,
yeah,
and your experience becomes more special because you're saying to yourself, I am worth this experience. I'm going to make
yeah,
time and I'm going to enjoy it. And that's very much how we went about like deciding literally formula by formula how to create a multi-sensorial experience down to the ingredients even. And
yeah,
speaking of Italy, and this is again, it's tied to the whole artisanal, intentional, made with love experience. In our pH lip, which is a beautiful multitasking lip formula. It's not a lipstick. It's a hybrid buttery lip serum intensive that you can wear to bed as a sleeping mask, and it's makeup for bed. You can wear it by itself during the day. You can use it as a primer. You can wear it on cheeks as well,
yeah,
down to, our serum oil. These two have an arsenal of really intentional actives made in Italy by one of the world's most innovative raw ingredient suppliers. And I wanted to share because you'll get a kick out of this. And I think, your audience as well. In our oil and in our lip, we use an extract that comes literally from the Italian winemaking industry.
ah,
It's the
okay.
ancient Greek black grape, the Aglianico grape,
Ah,
which is used still in some of Italy's finest DOC certified wines. And so from the Sant Agat region, we actually harvest from a vineyard this upcycled black grape extract. So it comes from the pomace after pressing of some of Italy's finest red wines, and it's harvested because we know it is powerfully loaded with resveratrol and polyphenols at
yeah,
an elevated level, which is, really important to me that we're bringing a beautiful, efficacious ingredient. And then there's this water-free extraction process that basically pulls the intensified compounds out. And, in formula, what's beautiful is it's powerfully detoxifying. It's barrier repairing. It provides a deep and lasting moisture. And more importantly, that Aglianico grape, thanks to its resveratrol, stimulates collagen synthesis. So a smoother, less visibly lined complexion with continued use. Same thing with pomegranate. We use a pomegranate peel extract upcycled from the Italian juice making industry, not far from Bologna, believe it or not.
Cool. Hmm.
And that's one of the few Mediterranean adaptogens. So again, for me, we wanted something that was gonna powerfully tell you a world about the world of, natural beauty and cycles inspired by the Mediterranean, using and harnessing auspicious ingredients that will treat and strengthen the skin barrier and detoxify the skin and bring about a beautiful radiance in the lip, a fruit that's really common. Many of us have it in our breakfast cereal or oatmeal. Raspberry. We use a raspberry leaf stem cell for the lip that's actually harnessed or harvested in the north of Italy. And what's beautiful about that is it's all about short and long chain hyaluronic acid synthesis. So these beautiful ingredients that have been, part of our, ancestors' journey throughout, the world, to harvest them and to story tell with them and know scientifically that they bring beautiful results to the skin. And energetically, I'd like to think of it as living energy, um, in that you're nurturing yourself with beautiful extracts and ingredients that are going to have amazing skin affinity and honor the integrity of your skin in a way that high innovation, bio technology can, but in a much more gentle and loving and nurturing way.
Oh my God, amazing. I love hearing about those ingredients. And it's also very cool that you're taking things that are upcycled, meaning they would probably be thrown out, the pomegranate husk or you know, so you're able to use these things and they're so potent and antioxidant filled. And it's just really I love that. So let's talk about what's coming up for you because you are going to be at one of my favorite places.
Oh, yes, with one of our favorite people
Yep.
in Ehrenberg. And I don't know if you had flown out to see the new location,
Not yet,
or
but
if
it's
you
beautiful.
helped her scout or whatever, but you had said so magically 7 months ago, 8 months ago to me,
Mhm.
man, it would be incredible if Jillian could find a location in Saratoga Springs because she has so much love and intent. She's an amazing merchant and an incredible entrepreneur, but she needs a busy main street where people will fall in love and find her without her having, to go through so much. And she's done it. And I'm so proud of her, and I'm so excited to experience the new location. I
So,
just,
okay, so give us everything you said, 100% love. She's amazing, and the store is super cute, and it's much bigger. So give us the details of when you'll be there, so that anyone who's in the area, and if people don't know about Saratoga Springs, because I really didn't, and I wasn't that far, being in the Berkshires, right? But it's just over sort of towards Albany in New York, just upstate, like maybe a half an hour north. And it's really this mecca where all this hot springs and spa and wellness places are, right? It's crazy. And so I think the audience there is going to love what you are providing because I think they're already tuned into a lot of what we talked about earlier. So yeah, so you're going to be there in July, right?
We'll be there in July, and I'm actually looking at calendar now. We have confirmed for Saturday, the 26th of July. We're going to do an in-store activation. We may do a couple of tandem live events as well leading
Yeah,
into it to create some awareness. But what's so beautiful for your audience, anyone that will be in New York State, and
yeah,
can venture up to Saratoga Springs to visit Jillian at Petal and Hive. She's created a space that is so nurturing and inviting and comfortable. And between she and her family and her small team, I think that their warmth, their ability to welcome and encourage you to explore without any pressure, they just want you to experience and to be educated on,
yeah,
how to better care for yourself. And she is a chemist and her husband as well as a cosmetic chemist. They bring this incredible intention and love to everything they do. So
yeah.
for, the PBC, portfolio of brands to be a part of her fold, Lynn, was
Mhm.
so visionary of you because, while they have a very beautiful point of view in terms of how they formulate skincare. Um, you can't do it all. And
Okay.
you brought the vision of let's help complement your portfolio with a range of products that will bring you even more capabilities and even more discovery for your consumers. And she's done it in such a beautiful way. I'm excited. We'll be doing probably a bit of education while there, as well as an in-store event. I plan on touching faces. I can't get enough of it after a stressful week. It actually, for
Mhm.
me to use my hands on someone as a makeup artist,
Yeah,
not just a brand founder, is really rewarding. So I'm excited to just spend time and get to know her new customers,
yeah.
and interact and find out what matters most to them and, what they need. That's going to be so
I
much fun.
love it. And you'll have to send loads of pictures for us to post, but I really do appreciate Jillian for embracing us
Oh,
because,
yes.
not everyone does. We've had those who haven't. We've had that experience. And she has been fantastic. She really has gone out of her way to educate about our products, share our content, share our stories, and we love our partnership with her. So she's also has a lot of our products online. So if anyone is listening and feels like, oh my God, I wish I could be there but can't go, you can check out petalandhive.com. You can check out Ieró Beauty online, and you can check it all out on Power Beauty Collab too. So like lots of places you can discover, you can read more if you just are intrigued and you want to do your own homework. And then you've got some other exciting news that you shared with me earlier as well.
Yeah, we have just done a soft opening in the United Emirates. It is our first location. It's in Abu Dhabi, and it is an incredible fashion lifestyle, better specialty called Curate. And Curate is all about, a high touch experience, embracing technology to elevate your product education, your interaction, the delivery of your particular product, but you go in and shop fashion, accessory, home, lifestyle there. And we're, I think, amongst maybe 70 to 80 brands there,
Oh,
from well-known international brands like Iconic London,
mm,
and Augustino Spotter, down to they have a whole dedicated K beauty and then a conscious beauty section as well. So it's going to be really interesting to learn. I spent time in that market when I was at MAC Cosmetics, really embracing the needs of the consumer. And that was all about color and foundation and shading.
yeah,
Now I'm going to look forward to really understanding from a holistic level what this consumer who is so dedicated to her or their self-care routine ritual has been a part of the ancestral passing on of the baton, throughout the Middle Eastern and Indian cultures that really populate Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So it's going to be really exciting to learn and hear, what they're looking for in an experience
Interesting.
to well-being, and what their beliefs are. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Wish us
When
the
are you
best.
going?
Um, I think it's literally a week and a half before we go to visit Jillian on the
Ah,
21st.
ooh.
So we'll be flying in and out of New York and then heading up to Calistoga. I'm sorry, Calistoga's the wrong part of the country.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, Saratoga Springs. I'm
Yeah.
in Northern Cali and wine country, Lynn.
Oh, it kind of fits with everything we talked about. But so you're going to be really jet setting all over. This is fascinating. I can't wait to hear what you learn from being in the UAE, which is such a different culture and different, but so interesting. So you'll have to report back. I love it.
Absolutely.
Great. Any parting wisdom you'd like to share before we sign off? This has been as usual, an amazing conversation, and I always feel like I learn so much when we chat.
And vice versa, Lynn, vice versa. You inspire me in so many ways. You are fearless, and I love the fact that you embrace like, hey, I can work from anywhere in the world at
Yes.
any given time. And to make my working experience even more productive, I want to have an experience. So this is my parting. I think this would be my parting comments are, thank you because your can-do attitude, and your ability to nurture and connect people and to form this beautiful collective, is such a reminder to me of the importance of how we truly are interconnected. And together, we are stronger and more capable, to affect and influence people's mindsets, their emotional well-being, and the state of the world. And we can't give up hope. This interconnectedness is so important, and I thank you for always making us feel
Uh,
so connected, and a part of something much bigger. I truly appreciate it.
well, thank you, but it is because of you and the other founders that we're able to do this. So it's definitely a mutually beneficial collective where we all share with each other, and that's what makes it so great. Um, well, listen, safe travels for you on all
You
of your
too, my friend.
adventures,
You
and
too,
I
my
can't,
friend.
and I hope I get to see you in person one of these days, maybe in New York.
To clink a glass of
Yeah.
resveratrol and polyphenols.
Yes, I would love that.
Have the most amazing time and safe travels to
Yeah.
you as well. I can't wait
All
to
right.
hear. And I'm so happy we got to connect. Thank